In this video, I'm going to share with you how to add extra warmth to your sleeping bag when it gets super cold. Are there ways to cheat by not having to buy an extra low rated sleeping bag? Absolutely. And this video is going to share with you how you do that. I'm also at the very end going to show you my secret weapon, not like gun weapon sort of thing, but my secret weapon of how I survive in minus 40 and minus 50 and still smile about it. So what I'm going to do is drop down the camera and show you in the sleeping bag the different techniques, a bunch of them, for you to stay warmer in your sleeping bag, but also to give you some of the caveats and warnings about those issues. So let's get into it. Alrighty, here we are on the floor with my glorious Western Mountaineering Puma sleeping bag. Love, love, love it. However, as warm as it is, sometimes it's just not warm enough. So let's get right into it. The first thing that I love having with me to add sleeping bag warmth without buying an extra sleeping bag are these down booties. Oh, Western Mountaineering down booties. There are other manufacturers of down booties. Check that out. Full disclosure, I'm not sponsored by any of the brands or anything I'm showing you here. I bought this with my own moolah. So these down booties always are in my sleeping bag unless I'm in summer. If I'm in late fall or winter or going somewhere where it's winter but it's still freezing, these down booties always go on. Of course, I'm not wearing wool or cotton socks. I have wool socks. But boy, oh boy, whoo-hoo, that can add a huge experience. Also, I'm going to show you not only my secret weapon, but another technique that I've used to add warmth to my sleeping bag. So definitely these are a mega bonus. Next, the water bottle method. You need to put boiling water into this water bottle and get it into your sleeping bag at night. Two reasons. One, you're going to want water in the morning. And if you don't make any water in the morning, you only have enough for sipping, you're going to be miserable. Like totally miserable, because then you're going to have to wake up, fire up the stoves, melt snow. It stinks. I've done it. I don't do it ever again. I just make the water at night. But put not just warm water, like, oh, don't put boiling water. You will not damage nylon. Nylon begins melting and disintegrating at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or I don't know if that's in Celsius, but really, really hot. Boiling water at altitudes, probably 212 or 210, which is, what would that be, about 97 degrees Celsius. But the trick, and this is important, don't click away and wait. When you fill this bottle up, you gotta pour the boiling water into it. Do not have the neoprene sleeve on it, because then you'll get it wet, then you'll get you wet. Pour the water in here, but hold the bottle in the snow right here. Pour the water in, so if you end up a spill, you don't burn your hands. Then, critical, wipe off the threads completely. Get those threads dry. I know blowing on it will add a little bit of humidity, but nothing like having wet threads. And then carefully seal the bottle and turn the bottle sideways and watch it for just a few moments to make sure it does not leak. That is a huge mistake. I've seen it done. If you want to be miserable, one of my friends had that happen on Denali. Oh man, he suffered. And then put it into your neoprene sleeve, or if you have a complete neoprene hatch, super good. But then, critical, make sure you have some sort of, not I wouldn't say waterproof bag, but water containing bag. Put that bad boy in there, and then put the bottle, when you're laying down, in between your legs. Now, if you're in the Arctic or somewhere, you might have to have 3 or 4 or 5 bottles in here. It'll feel like a dump. I mean, it's kind of crazy. But boy, putting that water bottle in between your legs, let me tell you, that'll add a lot of warmth to your sleeping bag. The next thing to do, if it's really bad, yeah, get this VBL Vapor Barrier Liner hot sack from Western Mountaineering. I don't like using it. I bought it. I'm glad I had it in Antarctica, because I would have been in real trouble. Even though my bag was a bison at minus 40 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit, I was freezing, so I had to bust this out. It's a Mylar covered or in-line bag. It's not comfortable. It is clammy, but it kept me warm. though I would say mildly irritated, but it was kind of fun to use. So this is a great way to cheat. Plus, this doubles as a bivy sack if things go horrifically wrong for you. So definitely a great way to go. The next thing to do is only with a down jacket or parka. You can kind of do it with an insulating synthetic. You don't have a choice, but you can always take your down parka, and then when you're in your sleeping bag, go here, pull your sleeping bag up, and lay your down parka over, good old Eddie Bauer, over your sleeping bag to add warmth to your feet. It will make a huge, huge difference because the number one place that freezes is your feet. Remember, hang on, I'm going to tell you my secret weapon and my other trick that I've used in extremely cold conditions where I was freezing. The next thing, make sure you have clean, long underwear. Let me pull this out here. Not the lightweight stuff, but like the Icebreaker 260 weight uber long underwear. And then also, where is it? My 260 weight synthetic or wool shirt. Wear those things, plus your regular boxers or briefs or bikini panties or whatever the heck you use. But regular plus the 260 weight plus the synthetic long shirt or the 260 weight Icebreaker or Ibex or whatever you use, that merino wool. Oh, let me tell you, it makes a huge difference. And just to give you an idea, I have been to Antarctica, I have been to Denali, I skied solo to the South Pole, second American only to do so, world record for the longest surviving expedition out there. I have multiple attempts on Denali solo. If you want to keep your feet warm, check out more details in here. And in my other book, Adventure Expedition 1, it tells you all these details and more. So check that out. So load yourself up, but do not load your jacket up because the critical thing in your sleeping bag is you do not want to compress the insulation. If you compress the insulation, it doesn't matter what bag you have, you're screwed. You're going to freeze. So not compressing the insulation is the critical thing. So long underwear, glorious, put it on. But now here comes the interesting part. Make sure you have a dry pair of liner gloves that are dedicated only to sleeping because you want to make sure these are clean so you enjoy it. Also, another key thing, clean socks, clean warm socks. If you've got Raynaud's disease or syndrome, I'm not sure which it's called, get yourself a pair of Smart Wool mountaineering socks. Those things are crazy thick. That is another great way to extend the warmth of your sleeping bag. Totally nuts. Check out links below in the description to all of these items. In fact, I'm starting to sweat here, even though it's 68 degrees or 20 degrees in my studio. Whew! The next thing, wait for my story, and my secret weapon is the buff. I've got this Arctic buff. It's got a polar fleece here, and then also an extended. Put that sucker around your head, and then around your throat, and wrap that up. If you cover your throat, you will have a huge difference in the warmth of your sleeping bag. Not that you lose 20% of your heat through your head, it's a whole complicated thing. But not just putting a hat on, but this polar buff, holy moly, what a difference this thing makes. And then, add on top of that, where is it? Yes, the hat. The hat is a critical item. If it's super, super cold and you can hang with it, add a second buff. It's going to feel like you're getting choked out. Kind of getting choked out now. But it makes a big, big difference in your sleeping experience. So you put that hat on, and then, I'm still freaking freezing. Dun, 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 to the rescue. The balaclava, the fleece balaclava. You're going to look like Darth Vader or a ninja, whichever one you want to look like or believe. That is a huge difference. By keeping your head hot, you can literally, fake out your body. Check this out. You can literally fake out your body's system and tell it, even though it's shunting blood away from your fingers and your toes, you can actually override that and overheat your head, and that will actually light a switch in your body. I don't know how it works. Well, I know it works. Where all of a sudden my toes are cold, my head's broiling, and all of a sudden, I feel the blood literally run back into my toes, and Now, your body does that because it's trying to protect your core, but your goal is to say, hey, it's okay, warm my feet up, my core is okay, I'll be safe. And now, the secret weapon that I'm telling you, you gotta get one of these, is the ultimate hat of the universe. This most powerful hat of the universe, holy moly. I've used this at minus 50 degrees and crazy 60-knot wind storms, and with all this other stuff and this thing jammed on my head, I was warm. I wouldn't say sweating, but dang, what a difference this makes. Also, I learned this from literally some Tibetan Shaolin monks. I think it's Shaolin, sorry. I'm sure somebody will correct me here. But these guys taught me how to do a whole mind thing of believing that you've got pipes of heat coming out of your body. And I have been able to, my toes were freezing. I was literally able to mind meld those pipes of heat with flames coming out of my core to warm up my feet. It made such a difference. Now, it requires a lot of concentration. There's probably a whole video on that I should do for you. But suffice it to say, there are methods to actually faking out your body's defense mechanism and pouring heat back into your body. So hopefully those things give you some idea of how to keep your bag warm and extend the warmth of your sleeping bag when it's uber cold outside. Also, not only the hat and the balaclava and the most powerful hat in the universe and the neck buff and the extra polar neck buff, gets better here. You've got this thing on, but make sure to get yourself, where did it go? A headband, a polar fleece, windproof headband to add extra warmth to your ears and your neck is a huge, huge boon. And if it's really, really bad, and you've got your extra jacket, wrap that thing literally around your head, do the Mother Teresa, wrap it around your head in your sleeping bag so your head is nothing but insulation and you will be warmer in your sleeping bag. And those are some of the ways to add warmth to your sleeping bag so you can enjoy your time in the outdoors in the uber cold and be smiling while you're doing it. My name is Aaron Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and professional adventurer. Thank you very much for watching on my channel about 4 season adventure travel, hiking, camping, backpacking, climbing, and all the fun stuff in the outdoors. Please check out links below to my books, Antarctic Tears, Lost a Windy Corner, Adventure Expedition 1, How to Keep Your Feet Warm in the Cold, the Jackson Hole Hiking Guide, the Most Crucial Knots to Know, the 2024 Total Eclipse Guides, as well as my shows, World Beyond and Antarctic Tears. Thank you very much for watching and enjoy your warmer sleeping bag.